Hey guys! Today I'm going to be showing you my February TBR, all of the books that I would like to read in the month of February, and the book that my book club will be reading in February. The link to that is always down below in the link tree. Let's get into it. I will be focusing on reading romance in February, and I'm starting out with, one of these old-timey mass marker ones that I have since found out is the second book in a series. And I asked the romance Reddit, can you read this series out of order? Because with modern romance, you can. But with this, I'm not sure. Nobody answered me. So if you guys know if I can read Elaine Kaufman for All the Right Reasons first in this series, please, please, please let me know. But it's about a girl in Texas. This is after one of the world wars, and she is still crazy for her childhood sweetheart. Even though he is determined to marry another woman, she's also determined to marry him. And that is what we're dealing with here. Love triangle, not my favorite trope, and we'll see how they did it back in the day. Now we are focusing on the highest rated books on my romance TBR, starting with Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. This is book one in The Boys of Tommen. We have our main character, our male main character, who is Johnny, and this is set in Ireland, by the way, and he has everything going for him on the rugby pitch, but he does have a secret, and the secret is that he has a hidden injury. But he has everything going for him. He doesn't want to waste time by dating and everything. He wants to focus on his sports career. Then we have Shannon, who is our female character, and she's had it rough in life, and she is just starting at this college. She meets Johnny on their first day of school, and they instantly become friends, but it's a very topsy-turvy friendship. There's a lot of ripples and everything going on, and she's wanting to keep a low profile, but I don't think she realizes how, popular and how he has everything going for him, being this like star athlete. I don't think she realizes that when she meets him, and it just throws her head over heels in this situation. I'm trying to grapple with that friendship and all the stuff that comes with it, even though yes, this is like college, which I think might actually be high school and by American standards. Like, this is a young adult series, but I've heard that it's a great young adult series, that even adults like this series, and it is a thick one. The audiobook is actually 2 audiobooks, and that has me really scared how I'm going to put that into Audible and everything, or not Audible, how I'm going to put it into Storygraph. But if there's a will, there's a way, and that seems like with the first book we talked about, if there's a will, there's a way. Now we have my book club pick, which is also one of the highest rated romance books on my TBR, another TikTok booktube darling, and that is Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. And as you can see, we do have some disability representation. I think that's only so important with not just romance, but with reading, to read a wide array of things, read about people who are different than you, so you can understand what their life is like and how life is like for other people and not just yourself. But I don't know our main character's name. So her name is Winifred. She has a one-night stand and unexpectedly gets pregnant, and dealing with the consequences of that, she finds somebody along the way and falls in love while pregnant, and coming down from everything that happened with that one night stand, because that just sounds crazy to me, finding somebody who is going to be not just committed to you but to your child as well. And this just seems way different than any other popular romance, having that disability representation, having the accidental pregnancy trope, but having it happen at the start rather than somewhere towards the end of the book. I'm really excited to see where this goes, because I've only heard good things. Actually, I had somebody on Facebook tell me yesterday that this is like the cutest book ever, and that is what we want for February. That is the vibe that we are aiming for. Again, this is on my highest rated romance, and it is one of those like older ones. I found this at Goodwill, and that is Texas Rich by Fern Michaels. I didn't even know this was a romance when I picked it up. I thought it was going to be more of a historical fiction, but when I was in the checkout line at Goodwill, the lady who was checking out at the cash register beside me, she's like, oh my gosh, you're going to love that. I love all of Fern Michaels' books. They're amazing. So even coming from random people at Goodwill, this seems to be a really good book. Let's see what it's about. Now, this is more of an epic. Again, we're in Texas. Again, we're dealing with the war. Our main character falls in love with this pilot, gets pregnant very soon after, married, all of that, and moved across the country to Texas, and is having to you know, meet his family after doing all of that and grappling. So many people are grappling. It seems like these people are struggling this month, trying to fit in with his family, fit in Texas. Yeah, where is she from originally? Philadelphia. Philadelphia and then Austin. Now I don't know how much of a difference, but I feel like in World War II times, you couldn't be any more different from the Northeast to Texas. It's gonna be really exciting to see how this all goes for this character. I love big historical epics, and that's what drew me to this book. And then I found out it was a romance when I logged it into my Goodreads account. We're through all the romance now. Y'all know I want to add a graphic novel to my TBR every month, and this month, this might actually be a children's book, but again, I heard from adults that it is great for adults as well, and that is Old Rock is Not Boring by Deb Paludi. And it's how the world around us isn't boring. This is kind of like geology for kids. So this old rock has been sitting here as long as anyone can remember. He's probably been there since the Ice Age, to be honest with y'all. Yeah, there is a dinosaur on the back. We love a good dinosaur. How everything around us is what makes us. The world is an amazing place. Even rocks like this. Think of all the history that they have witnessed. Actually, at one of my family's old homes in Kellytown, there are some big trees, and I know, like, my family watching this, y'all know because you've been, but when I first went there, I put my hand on one of those trees, and I'm like, just think of all the history that this tree has witnessed, with this house being, you know, over 200 years old, and just all the stories that this tree could tell if it could talk. And I think that's kind of the theme of this book, of if this rock could talk, what stories of billions or millions of years of history could he tell? I also would like to add a nonfiction book to my TBR every month, because I have an ever-growing stock of nonfiction books. I need to be reading them rather than just letting them sit there till November. And this month is more of a newer release book, and I actually got it for my birthday last year, so thank you to the person who got this book for me. I heard about this book, or I've heard about this author with his book on Chernobyl, and this book is on the Challenger, a true story of heroism and disaster on the edge of space by Adam Higginbotham. And I heard with Chernobyl, it's like a ticking time bomb, and you're just leading up to that event and everything that, you know, had to happen for that event to happen, and then probably the event itself, and then the aftermath. And the Challenger, to me, is really fascinating because Ronald McNair, one of the astronauts, is from my county, and there's actually a story about him. And this is one of my favorite stories to tell because I just think it's just so inspiring. He is from Lake City, and he was a little kid back in like the 1950s trying to check out a book at the library, but they told him because he was black, he could not check out a book from the library. Now that library is named in honor of him. How amazing is that? So stick to your dreams, keep pushing, and, you know, education is power. And I mean, that blows my mind that just because somebody's skin color, they couldn't read a book, they couldn't check out a book from the library like that. I can't believe it. But to see where this man went, he got to go to outer space, and whew, yeah, I know these parts with him are probably going to make me emotional because he's just such a hero, and how it says heroism at the edge of space. I cannot wait to learn more and to learn about all the other people who were involved with this, not just the astronauts, but the people in NASA on the ground. And I know probably so much had to go into making these space shuttles. We don't have space shuttles anymore. I remember being in school and watching the last one, the takeoff and landing, you know, kind of a time jump back to when we had space shuttles and we're going to space. I know we're still going to space, but you know, it's different. Like when the space shuttle and all would take off, it was a really big deal, and I cannot wait to learn more about this tragic event. But these people are heroes, and yeah, they're awesome. Those are all of the books that I plan to read in February. Do you have a certain theme for your reading this month? Let me know in the comments below. And if you made it through this whole video, leave a heart emoji in the comments below. And as always, comment, rate, and subscribe. And don't forget to ring that notification bell to be notified when all my videos go live. I'll see you in my next one. Bye! If you are familiar with my videos, you're used to seeing Sherman at the end of them. Sadly, Sherman has since passed away, but I would still like to encourage you guys to help your local shelters. Sherman was at the Darlington County Humane Society in rural South Carolina. I always have their link down below in the description if you guys would like to help them, but also help your local shelters as well. You can do that by donating, sharing posts like this one, volunteering, fostering, and adopting, which it's great to do all of those things. Great to help your community, great to help the animals in your community, and I cannot recommend it enough. All of my pets were rescues, they were strays or from animal shelters, and I love them so much, and I know how much love they can give, so knowing these pets at the shelter can equally give that much love, it's amazing. And y'all should totally take part and help out those local animal shelter pets, and please help them.